Apart from wildfires, a number of places around the world were also impacted by heavy rain, floods, and extreme heat this summer. Some experts have been pointing to climate change as the reason for extreme weather becoming more frequent.
The death toll just rising to at least 104 after the catastrophic flooding in central Texas.
The Guadalupe River rose 8 meters in just 45 minutes, sweeping through campsites busy for the 4th of July holiday.
The site of one of the most devastating and tragic floods in the United States in the past 100 years.
July 4th was a devastating day for many in Texas's Hill Country after a deadly flash flood killed at least 135 people, many of them children, and displaced others. Search teams plodded through muddy riverbanks and flew aircrafts as hopes dimmed of finding survivors.
Well, the area is home to many summer camps, as you know. This one, boys rode out the worst of it in the rafters of their cabin when water reached the top of their bunks. Camp Mystic for girls, though, was, of course, the hardest hit. This is a new image of some of the evacuation efforts early on. 27 campers and staffers, many of the campers as young as 8, tried to get out and didn't make it.
According to the Lower Colorado River Authority, the area got its nickname Flash Flood Alley because it has one of the greatest risks of flash floods in the U.S. The disaster sparked anger among some who said it was totally preventable.
This is something that we know about, that we should have been prepared for, that we should have been doing something about for decades and decades and decades, locally and at the state level and at the federal level. The fact that we didn't, and now we're sort of dealing with this immense tragedy, is so incredibly disturbing.
In the aftermath, emergency alert systems and federal funding for the National Weather Service became the focus.
We don't have crystal balls, but what we do have is a really good understanding of physics. We have very good numerical weather prediction models. And in addition, we have great meteorologists in the National Weather Service who work with emergency managers and try to communicate with them and make sure that everyone understands what the risks are. And we've seen that those folks have been some of the first to be cut as the National Weather Service has reduced its staff. So that's something that's very concerning.
U.S. President Donald Trump was asked by a reporter about the loss of life and emergency alerts not being sent to those in the flood zone quickly enough.
Several families we've heard from are obviously upset because they say that those warnings, those alerts didn't go out in time, and they also say that people could have been saved. What do you say to those families?
Well, I think everyone did an incredible job under the circumstances. This was, I guess Christy said, a 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000 years. And I just have admiration for the job that everybody did. There was just admiration. Only a bad person would ask a question like that.
Texas wasn't the only area impacted by natural disasters this summer. Wildfires have been burning across Canada and many parts of southern Europe. Parts of the continent also experienced a heat wave that broke temperature records.
It wasn't the norm some years ago. It is the norm now because we've warmed the earth, because of climate change. We are getting unprecedented heat waves. Every heat wave is hotter than it should have been because the whole world is warmer because of building up greenhouse gases in the atmosphere.
Meanwhile, in Pakistan, almost 200 have been killed as a result of heavy rains and flash floods.